our project title, Shaping the 21st Century Student Experience at Regional Universities. The focus is on undergraduate students who are onshore students in Australia. Karen Nelson and Kylie Reedman are the leads of this project. They weren't able to come. I'm the project manager, and so I took the short straw, so to speak. Notice, not at all. It's great to be here, and in fact we're a late entry to the program, and it's been great that we've been accommodated into the program. We have 8 participating partner institutions in this project, spanning from Ballarat in Victoria through to Cairns in Queensland, northern Queensland. What we do know about the regional student experience shows an inexplicable disjunction between two facts. One is that the regional students are very happy about their experience, and the statistics we saw previously showed us that, along with the metropolitan students. However, the regional students are less likely to complete their courses, and are less likely to do as well in their courses than metropolitan students. So the question is, what's going on? And that's what the purpose of this project is, to find out about, in more depth, about the student experience, what's happening into the future in their experience, and the kinds of things that universities need to do in order to improve that experience. What we envisage producing at the end is that new information about the experience of students, examples of good practice that engage the students and improve their experience, information that's useful for strategic decision making in order to help the student experience to be improved, and future collaboration platform. So what have we found so far? What we've done so far is looked at the data that's available. And what this graph shows is the spread of data elements against a model of student experience. So the Allocation model of student engagement is the model that we're using. This was chosen because it takes the student experience as central and then looks at the influences on that experience as students come into their university experience, and the consequences of that experience that also impinge on their experience. You won't be able to read what's along the bottom there, which is the Allocation model, but what hopefully you can see is that two things that I would observe in this graph. One is that the experience currently doesn't seem to be represented evenly, that there are some elements of that experience which are highly represented and others which aren't at all. So, for example, student well-being, as we've found, is not surveyed, or that information is not collected at all in the existing data gathering. Now, what we're using are 3 sets of data. 6 of the universities that are partner universities are part of the RUN network here, and the other 2 who are not have agreed to share the same information that is already shared between RUN institutions. That's one set of data. A lot of that has to do with enrolment data. The second is the Australian Graduate Survey, and the third is the University Experience Survey. And to make this analysis, we looked at all the data elements that are throughout those surveys. So one contribution that we hope to be able to make is to indicate what kinds of other data are important in order to comprehensively represent the student experience and understand it. Our partner case studies span a range of themes as indicated here. These have been chosen by the institutions as examples of good practice, where things seem to be working and helping the students in their experience. And one of the outcomes of the project will be vignettes which can be picked up, understood in other institutions, and perhaps implied with modification in those institutions. Some of these are quite distinct from others, and some group into like areas. So the first two are on work integrated learning kind of experiences of students. This is simply to indicate that our project is about 2/3 of the way through. We've gone through stages 1 and 2. We are currently at the end of a stage where the individual partners are conducting case studies, interviewing students and staff about those themes that have been chosen. And we're going into a cross-case analysis now, as of next week indeed, where we will look across what those findings are to see what commonalities and what distinctives can be seen out of those case studies. And we of course acknowledge the OLT for their support and backing in order to enable us to do this project.